to start this bolognese, you're going to need an onion, you're going to need carrot, you're going to need salt, you're going to need garlic, olive oil, butter, tomato paste, crushed tomatoes, ground beef, pork, and pancetta. You're going to need red wine and some beef stock. That's the nation, a cup of milk. You need tagliatelle noodles. And that's the... Okay, now it's time. Now you want to julienne 1 carrot, which means matchsticks. And then you need to cut those juliennes into small dices. So you can see how I cut the carrot in half and then they cut it in half again. Then you get quarters of the carrots and then you just slice those up into little matchsticks. And then you rotate the matchsticks and then you just slice them to get dices. And that's how you dice a carrot. Okay, now it's time to chop up 1 onion. You want to dice 1 onion for the bolognese sauce. And then to do that, you're going to... I just sacrifice the first layer because I don't think because it's a waste of time just like going towards just the paper. It takes a lot of time. And usually it's not that good quality than the other inner layers from the outer layer, because onions have layers. Now it's time to slice some celery. This is actually bad celery that I grew in my garden last year. It's still good. I mean, like 5 months ago when summer happened. I don't know when it's last summer, but I used the celery and you just finally slice it up. And for leaves, you could use leaves just like rough chop them, which means pretty much it just means just to like rocking the knife back and forth. Alright, now it's time to mince 3 cloves of garlic. 3 cloves of garlic. So how you do that is that you take off the top and then use the palm of your hand and put your knife across the board from the hand over the board and smash it down with your palm like that. What you see on the camera. And then you just slice it like that. And then you have minced garlic. Now it's time in a large Dutch oven or a stainless steel pot, add in 1 tablespoon of olive. Now add in your ground beef. Add in the ground beef and you're going to cook that until it turns. Until you see liquid coming off the bottom and it should start browning. When the ground beef almost turns cooked, then you're going to add in the ground pork and you're going to add in the pancetta. And the pancetta helps the bolognese get flavor. So that's the ingredient list is going to be in the description, by the way, if you're curious how much. Now it's time to add in the meal blocks, which pretty much means adding in there's 3 ingredients, which is carrots, onions, and celery that make the 3 components to make a meal blocks. And when to add in the garlic once the onions start to sweat. which takes while. Okay, now it's time to season with salt. Season it to salt to your own liking. Also put quite a bit because it's a huge dish. Just put a little bit because you're going to do more adjusting towards the end of cooking. Okay, now once you see fond forming at the bottom, that's the good stuff that you always want to scrape off. So you're going to deglaze that. But I just got a little bit off by using the leftover liquid from the carrots, onion, celery, and the meat. And you can see how I'm getting it off. And most fond is going to be on. And then it's time to add in the butter. Once you do that, then it's time to add butter. And then let that melt fully completely. After the butter has melted, it's time to add in the garlic. And once you add the garlic, it should become very fragrant. You will be able to smell it like really strongly. But that's going to be cooking. If you don't like garlic, don't worry. It's going to cook away because we're going to simmer this for like 20 to 30 minutes. Now, once the garlic is in, then you're going to add in the 1 cup of milk. Add that into the mixture. I forgot to show you the wine part in before, so you want to put that in also. After you let that simmer for 20 to 30 minutes, and then it's time to add in your diced tomatoes, which I use an immersion blender to blend the tomatoes because I find it annoying crushing all the tomatoes. And it's hard to use a potato masher. And I think it's weird for me to use a potato masher. And then you're just going to mix that together with the stuff, the meat and the meal blocks. And then you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Yeah. This is going to give the sauce some thickness to it. And just to mention, I forgot to make a well in the center of the pot to toast the tomato puree to get rid of the super sourness of the tomato paste. Is it? Now it's time.
Tasteful salt.
And then at the end, like what I said before, add in taste for salt and pepper to see if it's good. Bring a pot full of water and bring it up to a boil. And also you want to salt your water. You want it to be super duper salty. Like ultra salty. After you're done with the sauce, when it comes to a rolling boil, then, bitch, I'm going to, come on, Ben, zoom in. Oh, wait, now that you can see that I zoomed in, and now it's time to add in 1/2 pound of tagliatelle, which you can see me adding. You could also add it in by hand, which I should show soon. Like this. Just add in 1/2 pound of tagliatelle. After a few hours of cooking, it feels super rewarding once you get to eat because it tastes really good, in my opinion.